As I was corrected, mosquitoes don't kill anybody. It's the diseases that mosquitoes carry kill over 1 million people a year. The biggest disease being that of malaria. But the issue is not trying to just eliminate the killing of people by mosquitoes. The issue is, how do you do it? And what ramifications does that have on the human species? And let's get into it and talk a bit more about it.
Best of Us Investors presents Carrie Grinkmeyer.
Let me start by saying I'm not a doctor. I'm not a biotech engineer or researcher. I'm a retired financial advisor who built a substantial financial planning practice, sold it back in 2005, and then started a YouTube channel in November of 2019 about buying and purchasing stocks, and have found myself in a position where I've recognized that there's going to be a major change in our world as a result of the pandemic we're just hopefully emerging from. And what I mean is that there's been a lot of attention and money flowing towards biotech because of the pandemic and the things that it has brought to our attention. And I believe that biotech is going to be the fastest growing segment of the stock market over the next 3 to 10 years. And I want to get into a position where I can take advantage of those stocks. Give you an example, what has happened in the electric vehicle space, what has happened in the technology, the e-commerce space as a result of 4G. I believe what's going to happen in the biotech space is even bigger than any of those because the risk and reward is so much greater. We're not talking about the ability to communicate with someone over email or social media or buy a package on the internet and have it show up on your door 24 hours later. No, we're talking about lifespan. We're talking about making changes in the genome of human beings so that they live to be 120 years of age, and then maybe even beyond that as we get into 3D printing and bioengineering and creating human organs. So, what are the stocks that I think that you need to buy this week? Well, number one is CRISPR. It is up 180% thus far this year. What is CRISPR? CRISPR is a therapy under which, after your genome is sequenced, they can go in and see the defects in your genome, and through the use of CRISPR, they can correct those defects. What does that mean to you? That means that if you have a propensity for cancer, they can take it out of your body. If you have a propensity for Alzheimer's, they can take it out of your body. Muscular dystrophy, gone. Is this going to change the world? Yeah, it's going to change it big time. So what does that have to do with mosquitoes? Well, the world does not allow scientists to experiment on altering genes in human beings. We don't allow it. So we for the most part use mice. We use an awful lot of mice because they have a similar genome structure than of that of a human being. Where they also use monkeys, they also use pigs. So there's a lot of work in this area. What I'm here to tell you is if I can get my money invested in the companies that are paramount in this field, I'm going to get rich. I'm going to get real rich. In fact, I have said I've got, I think it's $322,000 in a specific portfolio that I've challenged myself to turn it into $22 million in the biotech field in over the next 10 years. That's my challenge to myself. You can come to our Discord and see my portfolio and see how I'm doing. Track me over the next 10 years. So what other companies do I have in there? I have a company called Illumina. Illumina is up 11% thus far this year. Not as outstanding as CRISPR, but there's a reason. It's been around a while. It, in fact, does 90% of the genome sequencing that is currently being done in the United States, or excuse me, in the world. And there are some people who don't like their business practices, think they charge too much, and they've pulled some of their money away from them. That's kind of flowed towards specific bioscience. Now, they also do sequencing. They do long sequencing as opposed to Illumina does short sequencing. I know I'm talking about some things that you don't know anything about and that's going over your head, but if you want to be in this space, you need to read the books that I read, and the book that I'm reading right now that is giving me a tremendous amount of information is The Crack in the Creation. You can find a link to this book in the description below, and you can get it. And if you so choose, you can dig in as deep as I am. Another book, if you're really interested, you would read Lifespan. This is what I do. This is how I try to separate myself from all the other investors in the world. I actually go out and seek knowledge, and I try to seek knowledge that most people won't get in front of, and therefore they are continuing to play with Neo and Lie Motors and things that really we're beyond the spike. They will grow, but they aren't going to have the surge that you need to move $322,000 up to $25 million in 10 years. So what are the other companies? Well, there's a company by the name of Edit that is up 180%. It went up 40% just yesterday. They are in therapy that using CRISPR to cure diseases. Another one is Intella. It's up 333% this year. It's, again, a company that uses CRISPR to cure specific diseases. These are the things that I spend my time on. Then there are other companies that I have on a watch list. I'll just run through some of them. Scapios Biopharma, Greenwich Life Science, United Therapeutics, certainly Merck, Sarepta, then we have Sangamo, Bluebird, Constellation Pharmaceuticals. These are the stocks that I have on my watch list that I know are working in the CRISPR field or some related field that I think may be one of the breakouts of the next 24 months. So I spend my time reading these books that I don't really understand, but I am able to glean enough knowledge out of to identify some companies, such as I identified a company, Revivicur. What they are involved in is they're breeding pigs. They're changing their genome, and they are breeding these pigs for human donor organs. In other words, they change the genome within the pig to make the organs of the pig more receptive to the human body, so the human body won't reject them. Why is that important? Well, right now in the United States, there's 124,000 people who are on a waiting list for organ transplants. History tells us that 28,000 of that 124,000 will actually get involved in a procedure. The other 100,000 don't stand a chance unless this company, Revivicur, gets, first of all, the ability to build these or to harvest these organs that the human body will accept, and then gets approval amongst the people who regulate this. I believe because of the demographics of our world, they will get approval. And I believe that eventually this company will explode as it becomes the source of hearts, of livers, of kidneys, of multiple organs that can be transplanted into human beings. Why do I believe that this CRISPR, this Illumina, this Revivicor is all going to happen? Because of demographics. And what do I mean by that? The world is driven by the needs of the largest population and the wealthiest population. Well, who is that largest and wealthiest population? It's the baby boomers. There are 79 million of us, ranging right now in age from 75 to 53, I believe it is. These people are aging. Now, back when they were 17 to 25, their major interest was cars. Look what happened to the automobile industry. When they were 18 to 21, what was their biggest interest? Sex. But they had to have a way to make sure they didn't get that girl pregnant. So what happened? The birth control pill was created for that generation, the baby boomer generation. Look at the housing business. Look how the beachfronts have expanded as the baby boomers, getting richer and richer and having more and more money to spend, needed a second home on the beach. That has been driven by the baby boomers. So now the baby boomers are aging. What do they want more than they want their birth control pills or their erectile dysfunction or their hair or their houses on the golf course? What do they want more than any of that? That's what they want. That's what they're going to get. So if I can get in front of that, if I can put my money in front of that, I'm going to get filthy rich, because they're going to spend whatever it takes to get their genome sequenced and make sure that the cancer doesn't get them. They're going to spend whatever it takes when they need a heart transplant, and they've learned that there's a pig up in Nashville that has a heart that will give them another 20 years of life. If you don't believe this, you don't understand the baby boomers. You just don't understand them, and you don't understand what has happened. Why is the cereal aisle in your supermarket totally cereal on both sides? Because of the baby boomers. Go back to 1952, walk through a grocery store, and you'll find cream of wheat and maybe one other cereal. Maybe you'll find some Cheerios and Wheaties, but that's about it. The baby boomers get what they want. It's that simple, folks. Follow the money, follow the population with the power. And if you don't think they have it, take a look at who's running your Congress. Take a look who's running your Senate. Take a look who's running your businesses. It's the baby boomers. They're going to get what they want. And if you want your part of it, you'll invest in biotech. You'll go to my Discord. You'll find a link to it down here in the description, or you can go to Best of Us Investors and log in there and give me your name and your email address, and I'll send you the link to the Discord, and I'll periodically send you information that I don't share anywhere else. This is what I do. This is how I've become successful. I do not invest in penny stocks. I do not chase rainbows. I go where the money is going. And if you want to know where the money is going, let me show you another book you need to read. The accidental superpower. It will explain the demographic world to you so that you are educated and you know what you're doing and you know why you own the stocks you own. That's my part in this. The other thing I'm going to do more and more of is share my knowledge of how to keep the money that you make. There's three things: make good investment decisions, learn our tax code so that you keep more of what you make, and number three, build family wealth so that you make a difference while you're on this earth to your family, to your grandchildren, to your great-grandchildren. There is no reason that you can't be a Kennedy, or you can't be a Vanderbilt, or you can't be whomever a Jeff Bezos. There's no reason you can't do that. He doesn't have anything that you don't have. We know that. Except courage, knowledge, and experience. Okay. Sign up, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and become a part of the Best of Us Investors tribe. We're going to get rich.